Look at her clothes. She smells like the street." The laughter came sharp and loud, like knives cutting into Amina's heart. The other students pointed at her as she shuffled across the courtyard of King's Academy, clutching her old notebook tightly to her chest. Amina was used to it. Every single day, the rich kids found something new to mock. Her shoes, scuffed and held together with string. Her uniform, faded, secondhand, too loose on one shoulder. Her hair, coiled in wild curls tied back with a strip of cloth. She carried herself small, shoulders curved inward, as though she wished she could disappear. But inside, Amina carried a flame no one could extinguish, hope. At 10 years old, she had lost everything. Her parents, gone in a car accident. No relatives, no inheritance, no safe place to call home. She had wandered the streets, starving, invisible, until a kind woman named Madame Grace, the town's librarian, took pity on her. Grace let her sleep in the dusty basement of the library in exchange for helping clean. It was in those shelves of books, under dim lantern light, that Amina discovered her love for learning. She read until her eyes burned. History, literature, mathematics, anything she could reach. And by sheer grit, she won a scholarship to the prestigious King's Academy. But her victory came with a price. At King's, surrounded by wealth, expensive perfumes, and polished shoes, she was nothing but an outsider. Cassandra, the school's queen bee, made sure of it. Tall, elegant, with glossy hair and designer clothes, Cassandra ruled the academy with cruelty. "Don't sit next to me," she once sneered at Amina in class. "Poverty might rub off." Her friends roared with laughter. Other days, they accidentally knocked Amina's food tray to the floor. They called her names: trash girl, street rat, beggar queen. Teachers sometimes looked away, too afraid of Cassandra's wealthy father to intervene. But Amina endured. Every evening, she returned to the library basement, whispering to herself, "One day, this pain will be worth it. One day I will rise." Still, she was human. Each insult stung, each shove bruised. Each day left her wondering if maybe the world really had no place for her, until fate sent someone unexpected into her life. The morning began like any other, with whispers and smirks aimed at Amina as she walked into class. But then, Principal Daniels walked in, his voice unusually formal. "Students, today we welcome someone special. Please, meet Prince Zain al-Rashid." The room fell into stunned silence. Zain entered with quiet grace. He wasn't the type of prince from fairy tales with a crown on his head, but his presence was undeniable. Tall, broad-shouldered, with smooth golden-brown skin and piercing hazel eyes, he carried himself with calm confidence. His suit was crisp, his watch gleaming, yet his smile was warm, almost boyish. The girls nearly swooned. Cassandra and her friends exchanged wide-eyed glances, already plotting. A real-life prince, an heir to billions, was here, and surely he would notice them. But Zain's gaze drifted past them all. He saw Amina, hunched in the back, scribbling in her worn notebook. At lunch, Cassandra made her move first. She swept across the cafeteria, hair glistening, perfume filling the air. "Prince Zain," she purred, "you can sit with me." Her friends giggled, clearing space at their table. But Zain only smiled politely. "Actually, I've already chosen." He walked past them, tray in hand, and sat down across from Amina. The entire cafeteria froze. Amina's fork slipped from her fingers. She stared wide-eyed. "Why you're sitting here?" "Yes," Zain said easily, as if it were the most natural thing. "You're Amina, right? I noticed you in class. You always look so focused." Heat rushed to her cheeks. Was this a joke? Was he mocking her? But his eyes were kind, steady. The whispers exploded around them. Cassandra's jaw clenched, her smile cracking. From that day on, everything changed. Zain sought Amina out, walking beside her between classes, carrying her heavy books, even helping her with assignments. When Cassandra's clique tried to push Amina aside in the hallway, Zain stepped in, shielding her with a calm but firm, "That's enough." It only fueled Cassandra's rage. Her jealousy twisted sharp. She spread lies, that Amina begged for Zain's attention, that she was only after his money, that she wasn't worthy of him. One rainy afternoon, when Amina sat in the library studying, Zayn appeared, his suit jacket damp from the storm. He sat beside her, lowering his voice. "Amina, do you know why I sit with you?" She shook her head, heart racing. "Because you're the only person here who doesn't treat me like a prize to be won," he said softly. "You're real. You're brave." Her chest tightened. For the first time in her life, someone had seen her, not as trash girl, not as charity, but as her. And then he said the words that would turn her world upside down. "Amina, will you be my girlfriend?" Her breath caught. Her lips trembled. "Why me?" Zayn smiled, eyes shining. "Because when I see you, I see a queen." The announcement spread like wildfire. Prince Zayn had a girlfriend. And not just any girl, Amina, the homeless scholarship student. At first, no one believed it. But when Zayn held her hand openly in front of the entire school, there was no denying it. Cassandra nearly fainted. Rage twisted her pretty features into something ugly. "This isn't over," she hissed. She launched a full attack, rumors, fake texts, even trying to frame Amina for cheating on an exam. But every time, Zayn stood firm beside her. "You can't destroy what we have," he told Cassandra coldly one day, making the entire cafeteria fall silent. "You'll only reveal how empty your own heart is." Amina blossomed. With Zayn's encouragement, her confidence grew. She raised her hand in class. She won debates. She walked taller. The girl who once hid her face now laughed openly, her eyes glowing with hope. At school events, Zayn proudly escorted her, ignoring the whispers. At charity galas, she stunned in elegant gowns, though inside she still felt like the girl from the library basement. Zayn would whisper, "You belong here, Amina." Slowly, the same students who once mocked her began to respect her. Some even apologized, ashamed of their cruelty. Cassandra, however, faded into the shadows, bitter and defeated. But Zayn wasn't done. One evening, months later, he led Amina back to the library, the place where everything began. Candles lit the room softly, and Madame Grace stood smiling in the corner. Zayn knelt before Amina, taking her trembling hands in his. "Amina," he said, voice steady but filled with emotion. "When I first saw you, I saw courage. Now I see my future. Will you be my queen?" Her vision blurred with tears. The girl who once slept on cold streets, mocked as trash, was now being asked by a billionaire prince to stand by his side forever. She choked on her words, then whispered the only answer her heart could give. "Yes, yes, I will." The room erupted in applause. Teachers, classmates, even Madame Grace, all clapped and cheered. From homeless to crowned, from bullied to beloved, Amina's journey became a story no one could ever forget. Because in the end, love and dignity defeated cruelty. And the world learned that true royalty lives not in bloodlines or wealth, but in the strength of the soul.